So hello guys, welcome to the Data Tech YouTube channel. In the today video, we will see about the pointers and the concept that are related to the pointers. Okay. Firstly, let me tell you. Basically, pointers is what? Pointers is just a variable. You can say that it has no data type. Okay. Understand the thing that pointers has no data type, but it will access the address of any variable stored in your memory. Suppose here is my variable having value 10 and it is in my memory. Okay, and see where wherever you live you have some address, right? And by the address anybody can identify you. So the same concept is here. With the help of pointers you can access the variable address and variable value also. How you can do this, and what are the uses of the pointers, what are the advantages of the pointers, what are the disadvantages of the pointers, all the things we are going to see in this video. So just let's start it. Okay, what I will do, I will just open my VS Code here and let's learn the things about the pointers in depth. I will just create here new file, or I will just use my this. Okay, by default file I okay, yeah, I am going to use this. I will remove this and I will just type my snippet. Oh, I will just type this is iStream. I should my snippet should work. Yeah, this is my snippet. Actually I have created it. First I will create here new variable int var. Okay, having value 10. See, this is also type of declaration of the any variable. You can declare like this also, or giving, or like also you can declare this also. Var equal to 10. Both are similar, no matters how you declare. Now I want to access the address of this variable. Okay, this is just a variable having name also var, and I want to access its address. How you can do this? Just type here cout. Instead of cout I like to use the op, because I have already defined here shorthand for cout. I am using here op. Okay, and just type and. Basically and operator is used, m% operator basically it is called, is used to access the address of any variable. Okay, I like to use end instead of end n. Okay, as I run this, so basically it will give me the address of my variable. Just taking time to run. Okay, so this is my address in my memory. It is a always positive number. Address is always positive number which is stored in my memory basically. So from this address, if I ask to my compiler give me the value present as this address, so it is going to give me the 10. How? Let's see. What I will do, I will declare here one pointer. You can declare the pointer like this, int star and where. Yeah, and where is considering or consisting the address of this variable, right? And it is denoted by the ptr. So what I will do, the declaration of the pointer is same like data type. Basically this data type is belongs to this variable, and star is used to create the pointer. Okay, basically, so by this you can declare the pointer in C++ language. And now I will try to access the value of integer variable using the pointer. Just type here op and just type now ptr. See, as you type the ptr, basically it is going to give me the address now. So here the ptr variable is considering the address of that variable, so it will give me the same result. See, you can see here the same result it is giving actually. And now if I write here star ptr, okay, star pointer, so it is considering or consisting the value of my variable, that is actually 10. So as this you can use the pointer. Okay, now let's talk about uses of the pointer. We will talk the uses of the pointer one by one by taking examples also. Okay, first use of pointer is pass as an argument. uh, I'm considering here that you know about the functions in C++, you know how to use the function, how to declare the function. What I will do, I will just create here void change function which will change the value of my variable. Void change taking int variable, any variable. I will just, and just what I will do, I will update this variable with 5, right? This is simple, my function is here. And now I will call this function change here, and I will pass my var variable to it, and according to the function my variable should be increased by 5. It means if I print here my var, so it should print 15, but it will not print 15, actually it will print only 10. See why? Because we are passing here not actual this variable, we are passing the copy of that variable. Understand the things, like we are not passing an actual variable, we are passing copy of that variable. Okay, but what if I want to actually change the value of the variable using the function? See, there are two ways. First is reference. Okay, we are not going to talk about the reference in this video. I hope you know about this, about the reference in C++. And second is a pointer concept. Okay, and I will tell you about the pointer concept. Okay, what I will do, this function is accepting the integer variable, but instead of that what I will do, I will take the pointer. So basically in star pointer, and as we know that the star var is basically the value present at that particular address. So this function is taking address, right? Pointer means address, it is actually pointing to the address. And if something is pointing to the address, and if you are going to change the value at that particular address, so it will be also reflected here, right? So what this address want, this pointer want, what this pointer want, this pointer want the address. So how you can give the address? We have seen here m% variable name gives the address. So if I type here m% var, so this will run, and now this time if I run this, see the value has been updated. So for this purpose, instead of passing the copy of the variable or array, you can pass actual variable using the pointer concept. Okay, you can pass here and where, or I have created here ptr. And if I pass here just ptr as this, because ptr is a pointer is also considering the address, so both will work, both are the same. Okay, so this is my first use, pass an argument or parameter, you can say, or parameter, because you are passing here argument and here we are passing as a parameter. And second, let's see about second use of the pointer. Basically we can use the pointer to access the element of array. Okay, you can access the elements of array using the pointer concept also. How you can access it, I will tell you. What I will do, I will create one array here. I will just comment all these things because we are not going to use these things now. I will just declare my array here. How you can declare the array? You can declare the array using dynamically also you can declare the array, or statically also you can declare the array. In this memory you can declare the array. How you can declare? I will just create here small array having only 3 elements. So that is 1 comma 2 comma 3. And you know that how you can print the elements of array, just using for auto I ar as this also. So as this also you can print the elements of array. Yeah, 1 2 3. Or instead of this you can just use here for loop like this, for int I equal to 0, I is less than equal to, we can see there are 3 elements, so basically I will pass it 2 and I plus plus, and just type cout ar of I, right? Basically it will access using the indexing method. So yeah, it is giving the same output. But what if I want this using the pointer concept? I want this, I want to access this using the pointer concept. So I will do nothing, I will just if you have seen my another video where I have talked about the difference between ARR and m% ARR. If you have seen this, you know that basically ARR is itself its pointer, right? Pointing to the first element of the array, and m% ARR is basically pointer to the whole array, right? So what I will do, I will just create here integer type pointer. Sorry, integer type pointer means the pointer which is pointing to the integer array, right? This is the meaning. This pointer is not of a type integer. Basically this integer meaning means it is pointing to something integer value. Okay, and I will just pass here ARR, not m% ARR this time, right? If I pass m% ARR, it will give me the error. If I see this, if I try this, like it will give me the error because ARR is itself its pointer. If you want to pass ampersand ARR, you can just type here double star mean pointer of pointer, and pointer to equal to, you can just type this like this. Okay, actually it is not still because ampersand ARR basically pointer to the whole array, so it will not work. Okay, so don't try this, but this will work finally. And now if I want to, basically this was pointing to the first element, so my pointer is also now pointing to the first element. If I try to print it, star ptr, basically star ptr is having the element. Now if I run this, so it should print 1 for me. Yeah, and now if I increment my pointer by 1, I will do this 3 times actually. Okay, incremented, no need of, sorry, I will delete this. Yeah, so it should print 1 2 3 in the sequence, 1 2 3, because pointer plus plus means it is pointing to the next address. Okay, it is shifting from one address to the another address. I will try to show you that. See, your array, okay, yeah, basically our array is like this, having here first element 1 2 3. My first pointer is pointing here address first. Basically if I increment it this plus plus, so basically it is going here this address, because we have stored the elements in the array are in a contiguous allocation, or you can say continuous, they are placed in a contiguous concept, right? Concept contiguous way. So as this, you if you increment the pointer, so it will basically increment to the next location and location. Okay, so you can print as this also. So I hope you have got this. Also use of array, element of array. Okay, so as this you can access the element of array. Then we will talk about the third use of the pointer, that is if you want to return the multiple values from the function, you can use the array. Basically you can't return the multiple values from the function, instead you are creating the array. Okay, if any function is there, you can't do that the thing, but you can do this thing. What I will do, I will create here one variable int a equal to 10 and int b equal to 20. Now what if I want to swap these two elements? Okay, so I will just create here my one function here, void swap, and yeah, it will take 4 parameters: int a, basically int b, int star first, and second int star second. So basically first and second is basically the first element pointer and second element pointer. Okay, and I will just create here another 2 pointers in same name. I will try to use here, you can use the any other names also, no issues. Sorry, if I rest first, which is pointing to the a, int star second, which is pointing to the b, right? And I think no need to use here a and b actually. Yeah, instead of this also it will work fine. Int star a, int star b. Okay, now basically this swap function will return two values. Yes, because after swapping it should return me the two values, right? So I will just call here my swap function, swap. It needs the pointers, so I will pass my first pointer here first and my second pointer second, right? And now if I try to print it, a and b is b. Yeah, so yeah, done. And now what I will do, I will just arrange my function like this. What I will do, I will store my first element into some temporary variable int temp, instead of changing the values, what I will do, I will try to change the address directly. Okay, I will try to update its address. So I will just create here int star temp, basically some temporary pointer I will create here. Okay, because we are learning here all the things dynamically, right? So it is pointing basically in star temp. Fine. And this in star temp is basically pointing to the first, right? Pointing to first. And my first now pointing to the second. Yeah, and my second now, what my second is doing? Temp. So what we are doing here, where instead of changing the values, I am just changing my address here. First is taking the address of a variable, and second is taking the address of b variable. So what I did, I just store my first address in some temporary pointer, then I update my first pointer with the address of second, that is b, as this. Okay, and it will basically change or swap the addresses of this. And now let's run this. B state. Sorry, actually I am changing the pointers value, right? I should pass here. I am changing the pointers now, I am not updating the variables, right? So I have to pass here first. So it will basically swap the values of the pointers, right? Because I am changing the pointers values, right? Second, so I have to pass here star second, right? And if I run this, so yeah, it should basically change the values now, I think. No, no, what something is there actually. Let's check this. Let's start second, first and second. Second is 20 and the second is pointing to the b. B is here. What I will do, I will just print here my addresses. Let's try to print the address so I can understand it better. First, then I will pass here second, right? And here, and same thing I will try to print it here also. Let's see. Okay, so it is saying we haven't swapped actually the addresses. Why I haven't swapped it? Same thing I will use here also. I will print it here. Basically, is it updating or not? Let's check it. Yeah, actually in the function it is updating, but actually I am changing the address, right? So I should not change the address. Actually, I should pass the reference. Okay, instead of pointing here. Okay, I will just create here in star first, basically pointing to nothing, and I will just create here in star second. It is also pointing to the nothing. Now I will just comment this. I am passing here first and second. Instead of first and second, I will pass here reference A, basically address A and B, right? And I am accepting here first and second. I will comment this, and what I will do, I will just try to pass now the values. Okay, I have stored in temporary variable. So basically I am changing here, updating the values of the pointers actually, which is pointing to the same concept here. Yeah, so now at this time it should work actually fine. A here, B here, so it should print me 2010 this time. Yeah, So we have in the last video what we were doing, sorry, in the last minute what we were doing, we were just updating or swapping the addresses, but it matters nothing. We have to pass actually the reference, actually the address of the variables, because we are trying to change the values of the variables, not the address or not the pointers. Okay, so as this you can pass the reference, and what we are doing, we are returning multiple values here. We are returning the second pointer and first pointer, right? So we are returning multiple values with the help of pointer concept. So this is the third use of the pointers. Basically, I will write here third, returning multiple values, right? Then let's go to the fourth one. The fourth one, there are many uses of the pointer, right, in the C++. And let's see now the one of the most favorite, dynamic allocation. See, yeah, dynamic allocation is very interesting. When you want to declare something temporarily, you can use the dynamic allocation. See, whatever you declare, like this, suppose I declare int a equal to 5. So this this has been declared by you, but you have no right to delete it. You can't delete the variable a, right? It will be deleted automatically by the compiler when you close the program, right? So you can declare the dynamic allocation, okay, using the pointer concept. How you can do this? Suppose I want to store the 5 values. I want to store 5 values like 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4 comma 5. I want to store this, so I want dynamic allocation. You can use the 4 functions here. Basically we will talk in them shortly. I will just create a pointer and just type here int star. Basically which type of dynamic allocation you want. I want integer type. Just type malloc, and how many elements I want? I want 5. 5 into size of, just pass it int, because I want size of integer, right? If I pass it size of float, basically size of float and int is similar, character is different, right? What is the size? Size is basically the 4. Size is 4. If I pass a instead of int, you can pass directly 4, but it is better to use int because your code will be readable. Okay, the any other member is coming and he tries to read your code, so you can understand it better. Now my pointer has capacity to store the 5 integer values. How you can do this, I will tell you. I will just type ptr. I will, let's try to print, okay, okay, pointer of 0. Basically it should behave like the array now, right? It will behave like the array. See, it will give me the garbage value this time because I haven't declared, right? Because I haven't declared it. What I will do, I will declare, I will just use one for loop. For int I equal to 0, I is less than equal to 4 or less 5, I plus plus. I will store 1 2 3 4 5, right? So I will just type p of I equal to I plus 1, and the same for loop I will just copy paste here. I will paste here. I will remove this and I will just print op of pointer of I in the same line I want it. And see, so I have stored basically the 5 values and I will just print it here. See, 1 2 3 4 5. So this is basically the dynamic allocation, okay? And but the one thing is here that you have to delete it your by own. How you can delete? Just type free. In a free, just pass the pointer whatever you have created, yeah. And as I run this, see, it will print the same result 1 2 3 4 5, and it will delete here the pointer. See, if I try to print the pointer 0 value, this time it will give me the error. See, I will tell you practically. If I try to print now, see, garbage value it has given because we have deleted the pointer, right? And if you deleted it, so all the data of that pointer related to that pointer has been deleted. So for this purpose we use the free here, free, to delete the whatever you have declared dynamically. You can use here malloc, you can use here also calloc, also you can use here. Basically the calloc is same as malloc, but what we have tried here, see, last time we print the value of the first element, Okay, this time also I will try to print it first. Okay, calloc find, but this time what, there is something like change in something that you have to don't multiply it, just give the comma. Basically this file is telling number of element you want, what is the size of element you this is a simple difference between this calloc and malloc. And this time, but there is one if, use of that. Instead of giving the garbage value, this time it will return me the 0, because by default all the values of the element which are stored in the with the help of pointer having the value 0 using the calloc. But malloc, in at the time of malloc, it was having garbage value, right? You can use the free to delete it, and you can use the relock also here. Relock is basically is used to resize your pointer, right? If you want to resize your pointer, you can use the relock also. How you will do this? I will use the malloc. Last time malloc, I will undo this all things malloc. Okay, what is this time? What I was trying, see what is, sorry. What is my size here? Basically it has a capacity of 5 elements. And now what if I try to store the 6th element, and I just type here 40, and now I will print Peter of 5. See what will happen now. I will comment this because I don't want this stuff this time. If I run this, see this, it will take time now because it has a capacity of only 5 elements. Okay, but it will run, but it will take time. See here. So if I pass 6, okay, but what if you want to change your size of the array? If I type here 600 6000, and if I try to print this time 6000, so it will basically, you are what you are doing, you are researching your size of your pointer. Okay, so it will give error because it is out of index, out of size. So what you can do, you can use here relock function. Or you can just type ptr equal to what type of pointer it is. It is pointer int star. Just type here relock. Okay, and just pass here the pointer on which pointer you want, and just type here new size. Basically it is having size is having 20 here, 5 into 4, that is 20, but I want this time I want to store 10 elements. 10 into 4 40, that is 40. I will pass this 40 here. So this time I can store actually how many, 10 into 4, because integer is having 4 byte, right? So as this you can resize your pointer. And now this time if I run this same thing, pointer of fifth element is 40 or 10 suppose, and if I try to print it, so it will run very safely without any cause. It is given actually 10. Okay, so as this you can use the relock also using the pointer. See, these are the very important uses of the pointer. There are many other uses also, like implementing the data structures and algorithms. Many of the data structure you can implement using the help of the pointer for dynamic allocation and exact value. Also you can locate the exact value at exact location. If you want to declare the exact value, you can use the pointer also, that for that purpose also use. And you can use the pointer for avoiding the confusion of the compiler. Okay, for the same variable name, because if the variable name is same but their address must be different or always different, so instead of using the variable name, use the pointer name. I will tell you. Okay, like this. And to use the, for this purpose you can use the pointers. I hope you have got the all the things about the pointers. I have tried my best to tell you. So do more practice so that you can understand it better, because everyone says that the pointer is a crucial point or crucial topic in the C++. So I have tried to cover it, all the things related to the pointer. See, one thing I haven't told you that here, like there is one other concept also. Like suppose I am declaring here my int a having value 10. I just declare int pointer 1, which is reference to the pointer, but here I can declare my pointer to the pointer. This is my pointer 2, which is pointing to the pointer. And I, but if you think that, see, now this time this pointer is holding the address of this pointer and this pointer is holding the address of this variable. Okay, if I made any change in this pointer, it will be reflected in this pointer and it will be also reflected in this variable. I will tell you practically. See, star star ptr2 is basically the value which is present in this pointer 2, and if I make this 50, and now if I print the value of a, if I print a, see, instead of 10 it is giving me the 50 because you have to make the changes in the pointer of pointer basically. Okay, so as this, and if I just pass it single star, sorry, I will not here, if I pass it single star, so it will print the address of that pointer because it is also having own address, na, something address pointer in the memory, because it can't be free, it will be difficult, different from this, huh? See this, I will pass it string, it, both will be different from each other. See, different means both are pointing to the element a, so both are having same addresses because pointer is nothing but the variable which is pointing to the address. It don't has its own value, it is basically pointing to the something address which is used to access it. Okay, so as this we can do these things. So I hope you have got this, all things related to the pointer. Some of the mistake I have made in the video maybe means like talking, but all the things whatever I have written here on this page, on this code, are all are the corrects. But by saying the things, if I have made any mistake, just go refer the things on Google also, so that you can understand it better, right? Because I have also learned the things from Google and all the site and websites. I haven't done this all by my own because I have also refer from some of the sites, but I have told you the important concept that are related to the pointers. Because instead of learning all the things, learn the things which are very important. Do the study smart, not the hard. Okay, be the smarter, not a worker, right? This is the basic difference between smart and a worker. So like this you can do the things, do practice more so that you can understand it better. Till then, see you in the next video. Please like the video, share the video, because it is needed, right? Otherwise just watch the video correctly, right? Because I'm doing this for my revision also and for understanding you also. Okay, so see you in the next video. Till then, bye, thank you, goodbye, good day, good night, have a nice day, bye bye.